Good day, everyone. Today we'll be taking our first look at the new 2.1 Abyss Floors 11 and 12, and perhaps mostly be looking to see how bad this corrosion is, and if we shall have to change up our healing situation. Energy recharge, okay, so that's fine. Okay, so I guess let's just attempt to gather everybody into the middle, and then just sort of AoE them all down. Probably don't need to use Ayaka's burst here, we could just use it for the second phase or something, because there are 20 enemies! How much damage is this actually doing per tick? Ouch. It does look like it's a percentage base, because Sucrose looks like she's taken like 200, 300 maybe, whereas Ayaka looks like she's taken about 400 per tick. So if you kill 5 enemies, that's 2000 HP essentially a second ow. With 2000 though, I think that's probably manageable if you have a strong healer like Bennett. Even though you're taking a bunch of damage with our characters who are off field, as long as you swap onto them in his ultimate while it's safe-ish, so just need to be cognizant of what's going on around you, you can heal them up, and it seems like this should probably be honestly fine-ish. Though we will have to see how my much weaker Diona healing does, but at the same time we have Hutao, so she might just be able to manage by herself. Definitely want to kill that Dendro dude, definitely. You don't want that burning damage. He is public enemy number 1 whenever he shows up. There he is again. Let's definitely get him down. And honestly, I probably should use save, because I bet Hutao can, for the most part, probably keep herself healed with how many enemies there are. I probably should give Diona's heal to Raiden, who can't heal herself. Probably the play. Coming a bit close here. Let's try to get into the next stage. Swap characters. Good. Oh wait, I really probably should be going for the other dude instead. Let's swap to Hutao and heal before we've really killed anyone, so we don't get the stacks. That is one thing, right? They last about 10 seconds. So if you just stop killing things, or you're in a phase where you're not really killing things, then you can use that to regain some health. Or at least not be damaging, so you can swap to a low character and regain some health. Everybody else in the party has no health, though. I think that may be the way this floor kind of is, though. It's just pretty much the characters on the side don't really have any health, and you just gotta swap to them when it's safe or you have an opportunity to heal them. And as Bennett does heal the active character for so much, I think it works out fine. Diona, as she doesn't heal as much because she has a shield, maybe more difficult. Though this does kind of make me wonder about how Okami would fare. Because there are basically 2 types of healing in this game, right? There's healing like Bennett, who heals the active character for a bunch. And then there's healing more like Noelle, who heals everybody in the party, but for much less. And even a decent Noelle, I think probably is only going to be healing for like 1,000 per normal attack. And if you're taking about 2,000 damage from the corrosion a second, that means, like, Noelle is basically just barely keeping everybody in the party alive while she's out. And then when she's not out and thus not healing, everybody's just going to be slowly dying. And if you take any damage, you won't be able to really heal it back. Specifically because of the fact that while you're healing, you just barely are able to keep up to begin with. And I think it's possible that Kokomi might end up suffering for the same reason. It entirely depends on what her numbers are, but she basically has two forms of healing. She sort of has a sort of Bennett thing with her skill, it looks like. It seems like it heals the character who's on the field and around it. And then she has her ultimate, where it turns her normal attacks into something like, say, you know, Noelle. But the issue there is that, aside from Kokomi herself, the other characters in the party are only going to be able to have one of those heals at a time. Right? Because either Kokomi's out and hitting with her normal attacks, so the squid is only healing her, not somebody else. Or they're active, and thus getting healed by the squid, but are rather obviously not getting healed by Kokomi's normal attacks and her ultimate. So she might end up suffering from a very similar thing, where it's like, during her ultimate she can keep everyone in the party sort of just alive, but as soon as you swap off of her, and during the period of time when I'm assuming she must have downtime probably, everyone's just going to be slowly dying, and you might not really have a way to get that back if she's the only healer. So, honestly, I think this might in some ways still favor a healer like Bennett, who just heals for a bunch. Chi-Chi, as they kind of heals the active character for a bunch as well, could work also, but Chi-Chi has, like, serious energy issues from the tiny bit I used her, so you're definitely going to have to deal with that. But unless Kokomi heals for, like, way more than, say, Noelle does, with her ultimate, for example, as the healing won't really stack except for herself, she'll be able to probably keep herself very healthy, but everybody else in the party is still going to be pretty much on last legs, I think. It'll just probably take you longer to get to that point. Like, as you can see here, everyone in the party has, like, decent-ish health. They're not, like, super healthy, but just by swapping to them every once in a while to allow Bennett to get a few ticks in to get their health back up, and you can keep them pretty good. So, rather than healing meta, I think it's more so just being very cognizant of when you swap to a character that you need to make sure that they don't take damage. And rather than, like, grabbing Kokomi or so on and so forth, it may be better to just grab a second healer or shielder. Because even though the shields themselves don't actually do anything to mitigate the corrosion itself, that means that the shield is still there for any other damage. Because if you have Bennett healing and you don't take any outside damage, you're fine. Like, you just have to swap to every other character every once in a while for, like, a few seconds, and he'll heal them to a decent amount above being in danger. But it's the swapping to them that's going to be kind of the issue. Oh, where'd they go? Okay, that was strange. But yeah, I think it's going to be the swapping to them that's dangerous, because if they get hit, they may die. So a shield might actually be quite useful. Oh, Pyro Slimes. I didn't even notice that there were Pyro Slimes here. And I probably should have waited for him to do that before starting with Hutao, but oh well. I guess we can try to leave the Pyro Slimes to Raiden, even though that's not really very good either, because Lightning is not very good against Pyro Slimes, as Overload just throws them away from yourself, making them harder to hit, and it doesn't do any damage because they're Pyro Slimes. That was probably unnecessary. I probably could have just hit him a few more times. It saved her ultimate for these guys. But yeah, even with Diona, who is not... I mean, she's using 4-piece instructor set, so she's not exactly healing for a whole ton. It's still manageable. It would be harder if I didn't have Hutao to be healing herself, of course. But while this floor is kind of nasty, at the same time, I don't think it's actually as bad as I had originally thought it would be. It's pretty much just make sure to kill the Dendro mages so that they're not burning you pronto. Be cognizant of swapping to a low character, like make sure that there isn't an enemy that's going to hit you And if it is too much, I don't think you need like a new healer or so on and so forth, as again, I don't actually know that Kokomi is going to be able to do this by herself any better than anyone else. In fact, I think she might be worse than Bennett at this, really. Again, depending on her numbers. Like, if she heals for like 25% of everybody's health every normal attack, then obviously she's going to be godlike here. But again, I don't think it's actually necessary. You can still get by with just one healer, even that aren't like super particularly built all that well. And if you are having trouble, then you could just bring in another healer or a shielder. So floor 12. Frankly, this doesn't look like there's anything particularly nasty here. It just looks like a DPS check for the most part. I mean, there's nothing, no effects, and doesn't even look like there's the same, like, annoying lightning thing at the beginning here. You really probably, for this half, come to think of it, yeah, there's 12 people. You should probably bring, like, an Anemo character to gather them all together. You'll probably clear this half in no time at all. Hutao, this group is probably going to have a little bit of a difficult time, as it's fairly single target. Raiden has some decent-ish AoE, but without gathering the enemies, it's still going to be basically hitting like one enemy at a time, so... Okay, some people to ult. No, probably no point. Might as well just save it for next time. And just finish them off with Raiden. She has no problem getting her ultimate up. And then I'll help everybody else have ultimate for the next round. Alright, so... Oh yes, Aya's the Storm. Right, yeah, so that's why I put Ayaka on this side pretty much, because the goal, I think, is to freeze him and kill him in one go, because I don't use ranged characters. And, oh, he goes down very easy. I mean, Ayaka's burst is insane, but... So at least he doesn't have a lot of health. You can pretty much nuke him down. That's good. These guys are annoying, though. You really have to... I've definitely had... I don't know if that'll happen here, but... where they sort of just float above your range and you can no longer hit them. Okay, so there's another 3. At least there isn't the Hydra one, though, because the Hydra one, the little AoE thing on the ground, if they're in it, heals them for like half of their health. So that would definitely be a yikes. I'm not looking forward to seeing those in the Abyss. So let's just sort of try to nuke everything down. We actually don't have all that much time. These things are kind of tanky. And I kind of want to save Ayaka's ultimate for the next half, so... But we'll probably just barely snag it, and that's fine. Why isn't it over? Oh, you have to wait for them to blow up? That would really suck if you managed to get it just in time, but the explosion just barely took you over, so you didn't get that star. That wouldn't be fun. Let's get a cell set up. Shout some damage, get him to the second stage quickly, hopefully. Boop. Alright, are you ready to go second stage? Am I gonna have to use Raiden's ultimate? Okay, good. Alright. Dodge that. Throw out our ultimate. Does it do damage? No, it doesn't, because that invincibility duration is weird. Alright, let's go back to our rotation. Yep, teleports. Oh, this way. Really getting tired of all these teleporting enemies. Pop our ultimate, do some damage. Throw out Raiden's ultimate. This isn't invulnerable in this state. Yeah, it was a little slow in that initial dash. Didn't get the full combo off. Probably need to practice that more, but Raiden just isn't super great out in open field, so don't end up using her all that much. Okay, I don't think this person really teleports too much, so I'll probably end her first, and I don't want her to pop her shield. Ultimate, we got Rooted, it doesn't matter, she is super dead. Now we can sort of go back over here. Another skill should get us our ultimate back, probably. Yes. Having trouble swapping because my 4 key is not good. Alright, let's down. Didn't really do the setup totally well, so not a whole lot of damage. Well, we've got a decent amount of time, so I'm not going to worry too much about blasting through this. Let's just sort of get most everyone's ultimates back up. Whittle away at her. Get Sucrose's ultimate back up. Over there, and let's finish her off. Good. Not the best cards this time around. They're okay, but they're not fantastic. Alright, so we had Rune Guards. Oh, and it is just 2 of them. Okay. So this should be super quick, hopefully. And can't swap to Diona because the key again. Yay. Alright. Yeah, they're going down pretty quick. I'm not doing that great of a job of hitting them all, though. Don't care if I take that damage. The end. I didn't get to that quite right. Good last one. Yeah, give me a hug. Robot fall flat. Alright, so now we just got this guy. We got like 2 minutes and 20 seconds. I should think this would be totally fine. I mean, Ayaka doesn't do that much with her charge attacks, to be honest, but that's still not a lot of damage. Hopefully that hit him. $17, I don't think it did. Didn't do that well. But even so, that did... Like, I realized that combo was not set up totally right, but that's... barely any of his health. Alright. Just wait for him to get to the next stage, throw in a bit of damage. Here it is. Okay. I don't know that I want to go super hard on this because I need to get the ultimate back up for when he's down and we actually can put out our ultimate for a little bit. So let's maybe just save our ultimate. Even if it takes us longer to kill these guys, it's probably worth it in the end. He's just pushing him over. Where'd he go? I'm really bad at tracking enemies like that. That is definitely one of the many things I am not good at in this game. Alright, ow. Just ignore the damage. Yeah. Alright, so let's try to get our setup all good and ready. With our ultimate. Good. Alright, here we go. And that's, oh yeah, nearly 40,000 ticks. Look at that. That had to, what? That had to be like in between, because a lot of those weirdly didn't crit, probably because we couldn't freeze, but that had to do like in between 600 and 800,000 damage, right? And that did like maybe a third of his health? Good lord. Yeah, I don't... Definitely not 3-starring this time. To see if we even 2-star it. But, yikes. I was honestly expecting this to be easy, and I mean, it's like, obviously not a hard fight. He's very easy to deal with. But he just has so much health. Do not put me in the ground, thank you. Yeah, I mean, we just... Wait. Oh, does he do... I didn't even know he could do this stage twice. To be honest, I've never had him live long enough to even be able to stand back up. Wow, this thing is... I started this stage off thinking it was going to be incredibly easy, and it's like... You need some whale level damage to 9-star this, jeez. Oh, let's just kill this thing off. But yeah, that is rough. I am really surprised about how much health he has. Wow. Well, challenge ended, though not completed. So I guess at this point, like, that last chamber really is just a complete DPS check. And while I didn't do that as well as I possibly could have, Ayaka was still hitting for, like, nearly 40k on those ultimates, so she was probably doing, like, 600,000 damage with her ultimate there. And we barely managed to get 2 stars, so that's honestly gonna be rough. I'm not totally sure how I'm gonna manage to pump out the additional damage there needed to get that last star there, but we'll have to see. But anyways, how did you guys feel about this Abyss? Was the corrosion a bit too much for you, or was it perfectly manageable? Did you manage to output enough DPS on that last chamber to get that 3 stars? Or does that mechanical array just have too much health? Do let me know down below in the comments. Thank you for watching, look forward to seeing you again next time, and hope you all have a great day.